there's some knocking going on. I don't actually know whether they've stuck a mechanism in the roof, sort of similar, I think, to what they did at the hospital. I think. But I don't know whether they set a mechanism up in the roof or somewhere where they can knock. Like I pointed out, they'd start that palaver at the property downstairs. Whether anyone actually does live there or not, I don't know. But anyway, I really don't know whether I'm supposed to go to my room, go to bed, and start blinking. I said, those days are long gone. When I was watching the last video, they started with chemicals to try to send me this way, that way, whatever, and get me thinking in melodramatic terms about certain things that are now resolved, right? And the sort of voices they were hearing, the sort of adverts they were promoting, the sort of bullshit that they're trying to set up. That is pretty much, if you know anything, you would know that the sort of setups they try to engineer, and then the alternatives they perceive, like they build up these great big scenarios that if you don't think, then it must mean this, which is again sort of the architects making meaning. When you just get on with stuff, it's like what I said about the guy shouting his head off outside the coffee shop when I'm having a cup of coffee and making a video. This is the nature of things, and again, like another instance of them trying to run around, and so on and so forth. Basically, what seems to be suggested by the attempts at, well, I'll call it for what it is. It is actually brainwashing. The type of chemicals that are used and the techniques being used in the environment. Again, these attempts to generate stuff that belongs to the amalgam years and stuff that belongs really to the architects. And today it was, after all that, go to the bosom of your family and all this. Well, she died in April last year. I don't know what I'm supposed to do. Go running around hugging a pot of ashes. I'm sure it'd make great Hollywood. It ain't actually realistic, is it? And it's that type of stuff. So expect in the coming days, if they keep on with that stuff, as we get with the knocking type stuff going on. Expect in the next few days, whatever I do, possibly there'll be an attempt to make big deal, dramatic moments off the back of it, like I'm getting drugged up now. It's like you've just got to figure out, and this is what I do. I explore different angles, but basically, now it's the practical, workable stuff of getting on with conventional living, level-headedness, groundedness, despite having to compartmentalise the times when I am drugged to shit. Like what happened when I was watching a video where they're trying to suggest all manner of stuff, and then you sort of just get on with stuff, and then they sort of start going with the polar opposite of what they were initially suggesting. You're sitting there again. It's another instance like the guy wheeled to sit adjacent to me, shouting his head off when I'm having a cup of coffee and making a video. Right. So anyway, So I'll go over the some of the druggings that we used. While that was going on as well, hitting your self-concept. For example, hitting at your self-concept. Again, maybe because Wayne Good saw external source of validation. There's something that traces back to that. And then this Hollywood notion, Hollywood B movie type notion of going back to the bosom of your family. And again, I repeat, she died in April last year. Right, that's that. And anything else is just sort of tied to amalgam type stuff. Crazy shit to do with the architects, and so on and so forth. That's just the way it is. That is a realistic appraisal of the situation as it is. Not this Hollywood B movie type bullshit with the rest of the four elements and so on and so forth. It's always going to be the case that and it has been for a long time when these crazy people, influenced by the architects, influenced by the amalgam years, would set up this, that, and whatever. And if I just get on with stuff, which working towards conventionality is sort of what you do. It's sort of they throw all this semiotics about and all the rest of it, and essentially, if you're moving towards conventionality or whatever you're moving towards, that is more workable. That isn't based on the type of bullshit that's been going on today. They get shitty about it, or they may be getting shitty about it. So then they give you drug-ins like the discomfort drug-in, or the what is it? The third party gossip statements, drug-ins, and stuff like that. And that's the way it is. Or when you're having something to eat, the food fight drug-ins, when they're trying to generate food fights with all sorts of magic vehicles going past, sort of thing. It's just like, you just get on with it, because it is literally that crazy. Something that I was going to mention, don't know if it's wise to mention this, because it is amalgam years type stuff, was oh no, I'm not going to mention it. Fuck it. It's amalgam type stuff. No need to go there. Right. So yet again, more harebrained schemes. Now this is the type of thing they tried to pull the other day. When I'm sitting here meditating, and they're trying to get me to go into some dreamy state and all the rest of it. It's not real world stuff, is it? It's and all you do is you get on with it, and you sort of just try to laugh it off, and then they crack out other stuff as well. Is it a wonder? These people are so engrossed with stuff, and they're running around thinking they're part of some great big story, and really, like was evident on the ward, and it's valid to say this. They wrote stuff about me. Basically, they were hyping stuff up that didn't really have much meaning. I could give examples even up to this day of that sort of thing. But anyway, so yeah, they tried to, they pulled all these stunts around stuff. Then, because I didn't go along with that, then you get the polar opposite of that. They're pretty much stuck with that shit. The people to take it up with are the architects. They can sit around and deliberate on the amalgam years and all that. I'd advise against it because, like I said, they're pretty much stuck with it, and they need to get away from that. These people who were the powers that be behind the ad agency and the total institution, all the rest of it. But yeah, I can appreciate going back to the bosom of my family. But the thing is, to do that, like I said, I'd have to go running around looking for a pot of ashes, and it wouldn't exactly be the most appealing sight you can imagine.